Hi, this is Grace Power, and today I'm going to do something totally different. I actually do my own root bleaching at home, and so I just thought I'd just do a quick how to do it yourself video. So this is the product that I use, and it's L'Oreal Feria. I actually use the Extra Bleach Blonde, which I think is their second to lightest one that they have. I've tried the lightest one, and it just didn't fit with my tone, my skin tone. So the other thing that I'll mention is that I just do the front of from the crown of my head back here to the front, and then I do a little bit on the sides here too, and then all this back hair underneath I just leave it. I just leave this as my natural color, and I've just really liked this style. The cream that it comes with. This is the developer. It comes with a shampoo or conditioner that you would use afterwards. And this is like a little top that would go onto here. And then you have two little kits of the powder. And actually, what I like about this lightening powder being in two kits, since I only do half my head, I actually will break this into only using half at a time, which is awesome, because then you even get a better deal. So I'm just going to start with mixing it. So I'm going to cut this, and I have a little bowl, a little glass bowl, and I just pour that in there. I'm actually going to pour in half of this. So I just the bottle is kind of dark, but you can kind of see when you're at the halfway point. So that's about halfway right there. And then just put the top back on. And I actually will just store all this stuff back in this box, so I'll have it ready for next time. And then this, it actually only goes up to here. So I'm going to use half, so I'm going to try to mark it right here. And sometimes you can actually use, you could actually use like a marker or something to mark it, but I'm just going to kind of guesstimate here. And I try to mix it really evenly, just because you don't want it to not be even. So just make sure it's all mixed really well. I actually have this little brush. And this brush does not come with your kit. This was something that came with a different hair dye stuff a long time ago. Directions come in the packet, and I highly recommend reading through all the directions because there's a lot of good information in there. One thing I will point out is you never want to do this right after you've washed your hair. The last time I washed my hair was about a week ago. And so that's when you're doing the blonde, especially the bleach blonde, you really want to make sure that your hair has a lot of its own natural oils in there and stuff to protect it from getting damaged from the bleach. So, and then you just want to have like a pick. I'm actually going to use this other pick. It's a little smaller. I think this sitting down just gives a little bit easier view for you to see what I'm doing. So. Okay, so let's just start right in the middle, and I usually just kind of try to see a little bit of where that line is in the back, but what I've noticed is that it looks best if I kind of go just a little bit past the curvature of my head, so that way it'll be all blonde, kind of a blonde top over the back. When I first started doing this, I actually was trying to just do the very, very front of my hair, like stop about here, and it just didn't quite look as good as just doing the whole top. So that's what I do now. So I just put like a nice thin layer on both sides, and then I just do a very thin part next to that. Separate it out, and then do some more. And I always start on this right side because this side already had a little bit of product on it. So that way I just start on the right side while my brush has the most product on it. All right, and you don't want to go, like, you want to kind of go as fast as you can in a way, like, try not to get distracted by anything or stop and do anything. You just want to, like, once you start, you just want to keep going. Is common knowledge, I guess, is that the base of the hair closest to the scalp is going to develop faster because there's more heat, and the heat kind of has it develop faster. So some people will say, like, don't put the product all the way down to the base. But I don't know. I think it's just too hard to, like, try to even think about that. So I just go for it. And I will say that I really have thick hair, so I can do this and I don't get breakage or have problems. But I know that some people don't have, like, thick hair like me, so they have more problems with doing the blonde, where their hair can just, like, break off, and it can be damaging to their hair. So I just wanted to put that out there as, like, a warning that, like, just because this works for me, it doesn't mean it's gonna work for everybody. Now I do kind of go a little bit onto the hair that is bleached from before, and I know that that's not recommended. Like, they say to, like, be careful not to get onto that blonde hair because that hair is already bleached. So now letting this product sit on it, it's going to be more likely to break. So that is one thing that I've chosen to do, just because that part of my blonde, if you look closely, you can see that it's a little bit more yellow. It's not quite as bleached as the rest of this hair. So I actually want that part to get just a little extra bleached. And I don't go too much on it, but I know that it is getting bleach product on it. It is getting bleached a little bit. But I haven't had an issue with breakage or anything like that. Feria is, I think kind of a harsh product. You can tell just by the smell, like, it is harsh, but it's the only bleach I've ever used that could actually get my hair like this blonde. And I've just been so happy with it. Like, I really love the color that comes out, or the lack of color, I guess. I don't even, like, there's been a lot of times where I've had my hair done professionally, bleached professionally, and, like, I need to use purple shampoo and toners and all sorts of stuff to try to get, like, the orangey yellow out of it. And I think a lot of it is just that the hairstylists didn't know my hair, and so they wouldn't leave the bleach on long enough. And so it just never got, like, a nice light color like this. So I have been really happy with Feria and doing it myself. There was a friend of mine actually in beauty school who wanted to practice on me when she was in beauty school. And so I went in and I told her and her instructor that, my hair was really strong. I could, I really wanted it to be super, super bleached. That it could hold up to, the harsh chemicals and stuff and not just start falling off. And so they did mix up a pretty strong bleach for me, and I was really happy with that time of having it professionally bleached. Even though I was at a beauty school, but they were using, like, the professional products and stuff. And I ended up doing that with her 2 different times. And then now I moved to Florida, so I don't go and have her do that. But I will say that, I just had to, like, tell them, like, my hair can tolerate a lot. So they weren't afraid to just take, moving along. I guess I'll show like how much product I have left. So I'm kind of, I got to the halfway point and I was about halfway through my product. So I think that's a good indication that you really only need half of everything if you're only doing half of your ad. So an important part that you really want to have bleached is right around the front of the head. And I just learned this from times that I've bleached, and like there'll just be a little dark spot, like right here, and it's like, how did that spot get missed? And you can't hide the spots right in the front. So I always do like a little extra cream like all around this front area so that there's for sure not going to be any dark spots. And if you have, most people have like hair on their face, and if it's darker, then you would want to bleach like all that, as much as you can, or remove it, like even using sugar to remove it, and that way there's not like blonde and then this brown peach fuzz on your face. So one thing I wanted to point out was that when you're doing this, to make sure you're not wearing a colored shirt, because it will bleach clothing. So you could either just not wear any shirt, or wear like a white shirt like I have on today, or put like a white towel over your shoulders, but just something so that you don't ruin your clothes. I think that's. So now it's pretty much at a point where I can just like let it sit. You could always kind of peek around and kind of look around, but I'm sure I got every part of it, because I just did it section by section. But maybe just going in and doing a little extra, since I just have that extra product, just to add it in there. Now, whenever like a piece of hair flies to the front, you really want to be careful of that, because I've actually had like a piece of hair that had some product on it get on my eye, and it was really, really painful. Like, it's so painful to get this product in your eyes. So, and then if you did get product in your eyes, you just have to like flush it out right away, and take your gloves off. Just make sure that you're just putting water on your eyes and just get it flushed out, and eventually it should go away. So. As you can tell, this side is like way lighter already compared to this side, so that's part of the reason that I recommend going through and doing it pretty fast, because you can see how fast the product works. Now I'm going to set a timer and just wait for the product to develop. And like I said, I usually like to leave it on for about, after I get done, I like to leave it on for 45 minutes. So the whole process usually takes an hour. And then I'm ready to rinse it. And to rinse it, I usually just jump in the shower and rinse it out with water first. And then I'll get as much out as I can with the water, and you'll feel like your hair kind of feels brittly. And so then that's when you use the conditioner. And I use quite a bit of it. Like, I'll use about a quarter of this thing. And then like in a week or two, when I wash my hair again, I'll use it like another quarter. And then you have the last little bit for when you're ready to, you want to save that little bit, so then when you reuse the remaining half of your product, that you have more conditioner left, because the conditioner is really important step. After you bleach, you definitely want to use conditioner. You'll notice a huge difference if you don't. So. Hi, this is Grace Power, and just wanted to come back and show the final results after bleaching out my roots. As you can tell, they look much nicer than before. And I'll get a little bit closer so you can see it's very nice. It doesn't have that golden look that sometimes you get with other products. This is the product that I used, Feria. I get it a lot of times at like a Walgreens or CVS. Walmart has it. You can order it online. It's very easily attainable, and it's actually made by L'Oreal, so it's kind of in the L'Oreal section. And there's about 4 or 5 different bleaches that they make. So the one that I get is Extra Bleach Blonde, and I always remember it from the gal with the short hair on the front. So that way I get the right one, because I've tried some of the other ones when I've gone and they were out of this particular one, and I've never been as happy. So this is the one that works best for me. I think it does depend on your skin tone. So this is just the color that I like the best, and I like how the process, like having the powder, having the cream, having the developer, and like mixing it up together. It just seems like it's not as harsh on my hair as some of the other bleaches, even in that same Feria line that I've tried. So I am in need of a little bit of hair trimming, so ignore that part. But I'll go ahead and turn around and show you the back, and so you can kind of see how it turned out. You know, I was mentioning that I don't pay attention too much of how this top part kind of, if it's exactly even or not, and you can see why. Like once it's kind of combed over, you can't really tell the difference. So that's my process. Down here is all my natural color, and I just love that is like strong, healthy hair, because the bleach does make the top part of my hair like extra dry and all of that. So it's nice to just have some natural stuff back there. When I used to bleach this back here, and it would just get fuzzy and frizzy and dry and tangly, and so at least that part is natural. So hopefully this video helps some people out there. I know it's totally different than my other ones. It's not my expertise, it's just something that I do at home, and I've done it enough times now. I thought that maybe I could help somebody who's never tried it and just is starting out. And I think that's about it. So I'll let you go and see you in the next video. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.